Guys, we got two massive leaks, and this is pretty darn crazy. I don't know how to feel about this, to be honest. All right. So recently, let's first talk about some great news. And this is, of course, the fact that the military parade here in China just happened, and NIO got some free advertising, and you can see the Envo logo in the back and the NIO logo in the back, and this was broadcasted to basically everybody here in China. Everybody in China watched this, all right? And so this is free publicity for NIO. That's partially why they rented that NIO house over there, which is the most expensive NIO house, period. All right, the rent there cost as much as 100 million RMB per year. It's absolutely massive, all right, and it's at prime real estate. And there's a purpose. You have that big NIO logo. Whenever they do the military parade, they can see the NIO logo, and that's free advertising, right? Very, very good. And yeah, so hopefully we get more internet attention towards NIO. Next, let's talk about the two leaks. All right, you ready for this? Oh my God. So this is like internal info, apparently leaked, okay? They're going to have two cars that will be convertibles, okay? Yeah. They will have two cars that will be convertibles, and it's not going to be with the Envo brand. Okay? It's going to be with the NIO brand. They made it clear Envo brand will not have a convertible. The NIO brand will. When will they launch the convertible version? I'm not too sure. Probably next year or maybe next year. But it seems like two most likely candidates, of course, ET5, the obvious one. The ET5 and ET5T, they've been the best sellers for NIO, one of the best sellers. And it makes sense to have like ET5C, ET5 convertible. They do share a lot of similar parts, and that would be pretty nice to see. And then the other one, possibly ET7, right? ET7 having a convertible ET7C, that would be pretty interesting. But the question is, of course, is there a market for convertibles here in China? And I'll be very honest, I don't know if you guys have been to China, but I've been in China for like the past 10 plus years. Guys, you don't really see convertibles, all right? It's a very niche car. Like, seriously, you might not see a convertible in like a whole month of driving because it's just people just don't buy them. People buy SUVs. Now, having that said, BMW does have a few convertibles. Mercedes, these guys, Audi, they have convertibles, and really, it's a void. Like, in terms of the pure electric convertible, like nobody has them. Right? You could say Tesla Roadster, but they don't really sell that here in China. Roadster 2020, they don't sell that here in China either. They don't have it. It's not even launched. So it's an empty market that's waiting to be tapped, and it could be a very smart move. But of course, people just don't really buy convertibles here in China. So it is a little bit questionable, like you're trying to tap into a market that might not exist. Maybe NIO will create that market, which I think, is what they're going for. Because when NIO launches a new product, very revolutionary design, at first people are like, what the hell, right? Especially with the Firefly, people first were like, what the hell? But then it starts to grow on them, and they like the design more. So now a lot of people buy the Firefly car for the design. So, and they're doing polling, online as well, about whether or not you would buy a convertible NIO, which is very nice. And some pictures of the convertible, it just looks really nice. And I'm sure if that was one of the options and it was easily accessible and affordable, people would buy it. Okay, so that's something to look forward to. Now, the leak number 2, and this actually builds on leak number 1. All right, this is pretty important. Firefly is probably going to have a convertible as well, because the top management, Michael Pu, actually said, if the Firefly car, you add 20,000 RMB to 30,000 RMB and make it into a convertible, would you buy this car? And he said he would buy it himself. He's doing market research basically, and he's basically asking people for their opinion about a convertible Firefly. And I think with Firefly, it's probably going to see a lot of success because Firefly is a lot more about the young people, you know, a lot of customization, that kind of stuff. And recently they had a 333 limited edition, like sort of the special coffee colorway Firefly car. It got sold out in one day. Yeah, so the demand for Firefly cars are actually pretty good, right? They sold 4,000 of these last month in August, which is pretty surprising. So there's definitely pretty nice demand for it, and I think a convertible for Firefly would be a perfect match. And it's very cheap, not expensive. It's affordable and very personalized. You can make it into however you want, right, with decals and all that kind of stuff. So that is pretty interesting. But I understand from an investor's perspective, it seems like it's that same problem. Too many vehicle models, right? And are they doing that same mistake? And to that, I have to argue with you guys and really tell you, NIO is seeking to be the electric version of BMW, okay? In a sense, you have almost the same guts. Like the EC6 and the ES6, they have the same guts inside the car. But it's just the outer shell that's different. And they want to do that same formula, you know, the same motor, same battery, same like infotainment, screen setup, same, like most of the components are the same, but just the shell is different. You have it in different form factors, essentially. So you're able to offer different products for different needs. And that's also why they have so many vehicle models. You have to have a more personalized option. And of course, not just in the vehicle models itself, in the customization tab, you also have so many different options for color, interior color, and different add-ons, etc. And just to really make it more personalized for the, you know, that category of buyer. So it does make sense to offer a convertible product, because there will be people that want such a product and want that kind of personalization. So it doesn't seem like it's a wrong move. And especially if they're sharing a lot of the same components with the ET5 and ET7, then you know it's a no-brainer, to be honest, right? And well, I hope that it doesn't cost them like billions and billions of extra R&D just to come out with that convertible car. I hope it's relatively cheaper to, you know, to develop, so to speak. So we'll have to see like when that comes out. I'm pretty excited. I'm sure that's going to open up a new market for NIO here in China, because nobody else has convertible EVs here in China. Yeah, it'll be the first, and hopefully it will sell well. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.